Hello everyone, it's SpawnPoiint and these are the PlayStation Plus catalogue games that we're getting this month for April 2026. And these are all going to be available on April 21st to all PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium subscribers, and I can tell you now that this month is kind of stacked. So first up, we've got the Crew Motorfest on PS5, and this is basically Ubisoft's take on the open world racing festival, very similar to something like Forza Horizon. You've got a huge open map based on Hawaii, loads of different events and a mix of cars, bikes and planes. But the big thing with this game is it's not just standard races. You've got themed playlists, different racing styles, and loads of different ways to approach progression. Now, I actually platinumed this game when it first came out a couple of years ago, but the review scores are sitting around 75 on Metacritic, so pretty solid overall. Now, for a first playthrough, you're looking at about 20 to 30 hours, but realistically, if you want to go for the platinum, you're looking at maybe 40 to 60 all in. As for the difficulty, it's pretty simple really. I would give it a 4 out of 10. But I'm going to be honest, this is one of the easier recommendations this month. If you like racing games, this is definitely a solid pick for PS Plus. And next up, we've got Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered on PS5. Now, this is obviously one of PlayStation's biggest first-party games, but now they brought it back with upgraded visuals and better performance. If you somehow missed this the first time around, this is a massive open-world action RPG where you're hunting robotic creatures, upgrading your gear, and uncovering the story of this world. Now, what makes this game stand out is the combat. You're taking down these machines, targeting specific parts, setting traps, and it is still one of the most satisfying PS exclusives I've ever played. As for the reviews, it's sitting at 89 on Metacritic for the original game, so this will easily be higher rated than that game technically speaking. For a first playthrough, you're looking at 20 to 25 hours, but for the platinum, you're probably looking at around 50 to 60 all in, and I would say the difficulty is probably just a 3 out of 10. Next up, we've got Football Manager 26 console on PS5. Now, this one's very different from everything else here today because it's a full-on management sim where you're not playing the matches, you're controlling everything behind the scenes. You've got your transfers, tactics, training, the lot. And if you've ever played a Football Manager game before, well, you know this will completely take over your life. Review-wise, it's sitting at the high 80s, so pretty consistent here. This isn't really a 20-hour game. You can sink hundreds of hours into a single save. For the platinum, well, to be honest, this is going to be way too difficult. It's a 5 out of 10, which isn't too bad, but you're looking at hundreds of hours of gameplay. Next up, we've got Warriors Abyss on PS5. This is the sort of game where you expect big battles, loads of enemies on screen, and that classic hack and slash gameplay. Now, it's more arcade style, less about precision, but more about just feeling the power and clearing through hundreds of enemies at once. It's sitting at the low 70s on Metacritic, so again, decent but not amazing. And for a first playthrough, you're looking at around 15 to 20 hours. But if you're going to go for the platinum, expect it to be about a 5 out of 10 difficulty, and maybe 40 to 50 hours are going to be needed. And then we've got Squirrel with a gun on PS5, and this is exactly what it sounds like. You are a squirrel with a gun. It's more of a sandbox style game where you're just messing around, completing small objectives, and generally causing as much chaos as you possibly can. Now, there's not a lot of reviews, even though it has been out for about a year now or so, but it's sitting in that mid-range, fun, but a bit rough around the edges. Playtime is pretty short, expect it to be about 5 to 10 hours. Platinum-wise is dead easy, it's going to be 3 out of 10 difficulty and about 5 to 15 hours to complete it. Next up is The Casting of Frank Stone on PS5. Now, this is a narrative horror game set in the Dead by Daylight universe, so it's much more of a story-driven, choice-based game as opposed to a gameplay mechanic here. Think Until Dawn style, which is something I was really fond of. It's a game that I got the platinum on before, so I can imagine this game being great, because it's not one I've played myself. Review-wise, it's sitting around the mid-70s, and a first playthrough about 6 to 8 hours. And then if you do decide to go for the platinum, expect it to take around 15 to 20 hours with a difficulty of 4 out of 10. Next up, Monster Train on PS5. This is a roguelike deck builder game. If you've ever played games like Slay the Spire, you will know exactly what to expect. You're building a deck, making decisions as you go, and trying to survive these runs with different strategies each time. Reviews is actually sitting around the mid-80s on Metacritic. Now, it's not really a short game. You're going to expect to spend about 20 to 30 hours with it. Unless you go for the platinum, well, you want to put in about 50 to 80 hours with a difficulty of 6 out of 10. And finally, for premium, we've got Wild Arms 4 on PS4 and PS5. Now, this is a classic JRPG, originally from the PS2 era, but it's now been brought over to the PS5, which is great to see. So expect turn-based combat, a story-heavy experience, and that old-school RPG feel. Now I would say if you're only looking to download one game out of the entire lot this month, I would probably go for Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered. That's probably the standout game today. But honestly, it's not a bad month at all. If you haven't played the Crew Motorfest, I would highly recommend giving that one a go, especially while we're waiting for Forza Horizon 6 to drop. Overall, I would say it's a pretty strong month. What do you guys think? Now, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. This is the second one I've done in my PS Plus series. Well, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and follow me everywhere. Until next time.